Recognize the Honorable the Premier.
Mr. Speaker, with leave of the House to dispense with notice, I move the following resolution, seconded by the Leader of the Official Opposition. Whereas bullying can take many forms, physical, verbal, social, and more recently cyberbullying, and whereas initiatives that build up children's self-esteem, skills, and academic success help them to be less susceptible to bullying, and attendu que les codes de vie qui favorisent et récompensent des traits de comportement positifs tels que l'empathie et la générosité peuvent réduire le nombre de cas d'intimidation, whereas research indicates that initiatives involving the broader community may enhance the effectiveness of whole school anti-bullying interventions, qu'il soit résolu que l'Assemblée législative condamne les actes d'intimidation, peu importe leur forme, et reconnaisse la responsabilité de tous les dirigeants de continuer à œuvrer pour obtenir des politiques efficaces qui favorisent le comportement positif et la sensibilisation efficace à la prévention de l'intimidation en vue d'atteindre objectif une réduction des cas d'intimidation. Be it further resolved that this legislature designate December 17th of each calendar year to recognize and celebrate the efforts of caring students, educators, and citizens to condemn and eliminate bullying. Thank you, Amanda.
Members, do we have leave to dispense with notice of motion? Agreed. Moved by the Honorable the Premier, seconded by the Leader of the Official Opposition. Whereas bullying can take many forms, physical, verbal, social, and more recently cyberbullying, and whereas the initiatives that build up children's self-esteem, skills, and academic success help them to be less susceptible to bullying, and whereas student codes of conduct which promote and reward positive behavior traits such as empathy and generosity can reduce the number of bullying incidents, and whereas research indicates that initiatives involving the broader community may enhance the effectiveness of the whole school anti-bullying interventions, be it resolved that this legislature condemn the act of bullying in whatever form it takes and recognize the responsibility of all leaders to continue to work toward effective policies which promote positive behavior and promote effective anti-bullying awareness toward the goal of reducing incidents of bullying. Be it further resolved that this legislature designate December 17th of each calendar year to recognize and celebrate the efforts of caring students, educators, and citizens to condemn and eliminate bullying. I recognize the Honorable the Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This motion asks three things of this legislature. First, it asks that this House condemn the act of bullying in all of its forms. Second, Mr. Speaker, it calls for the recognition of the responsibility shared by all leaders to develop effective policies to raise awareness of this issue and promote positive behavior with the aim of reducing incidents of bullying. Third, it asks that this legislature designate December 17th of each calendar year as a date on which to recognize and celebrate the efforts of caring students, educators, and citizens to condemn and eliminate bullying. Monsieur le Président, l'intimidation est en réalité une forme horrible de mauvais traitement qui peut avoir des effets négatifs sévères à long terme sur les victimes. For this reason alone, it simply has no place in playgrounds, our schools, our workplaces, communities, or anywhere else in our province. Mr. Speaker, it therefore stands to reason that any anti-bullying initiative that promotes positive behavior and reduces incidents of such abuse is worthy of the support of this House. On the road to self-sufficiency by 2026, we must continue to ensure New Brunswick remains a safe place to be for all residents as we persist in our work to turn our province into a place of new opportunity and new growth. Par conséquent, en tant que Premier ministre du Nouveau-Brunswick, je voudrais confirmer ici et maintenant que notre gouvernement appuie chaque partie de la motion. Monsieur le Président, je veux aussi profiter de l'occasion pour reconnaître la personne qui a motivé la motion, Robert Fournette, Bathurst. tell you, Mr. Speaker, that this young man in the gallery today has long been an anti-bullying activist and has demonstrated his commitment to this cause time and time again in his community and around our province. In addition to starting seminars to help students who suffer torment at the hands of bullies, he co-founded a website called bullyingcanada.ca to help people speak out and to encourage youth and adults to get engaged in the effort to eliminate this abuse. Monsieur le Président, Monsieur Fournette peut être très fier de ses efforts pour faire de sa collectivité un meilleur endroit où vivre. Mr. Speaker, as the member of the Legislative Assembly and the Minister responsible for seniors from the Bathurst region can attest, the people of Bathurst are very proud today of Mr. Fournette. Mr. Speaker, for all of his altruistic spirit and dedication, he is a credit today to his community, and he's also an example worthy of emulation by all New Brunswickers. Hear, hear. And Mr. Speaker, on a final note, recently I gave a Premier's Award of Excellence in Education, with a celebration of excellence for our education system across the province that was held at the Playhouse next door. I was proud that evening, Mr. Speaker, to pay recognition to Chipman High School. Today, Chipman High School has brought forward a restorative justice project that uses community circles to let students talk about how they are affected by bullying, and at the same time educating their peers on how to stop it. Now, Mr. Speaker, to the Minister of Education's credit, this is a program on restorative justice similar to what we've seen in a number of communities throughout the country, Mr. Speaker, with our First Nations. This is funded today by the Innovative Learning Fund. It's an important project that's been funded by the Innovative Learning Fund, Mr. Speaker, that is helping this school cope with the issue of bullying, and it's something that we can all be proud of today. When we see community members and schools themselves take this issue to heart, at the same time paying tribute to Mr. Fournette today for what he has done today to push this issue to the forefront of the public agenda. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
I recognize the Leader of the Official Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Certainly pleased to rise on behalf of the official opposition to second the motion today. And you know, Mr. Speaker, this is what our responsibilities are all about as legislators, is to work on behalf of all the citizens of New Brunswick to, when it makes sense, to put aside party lines, to find ways to work together. And I want to thank the Premier. We've worked on this for quite some time, and I believe that it is very telling that on the last day, or the second to last day of the legislative sitting, that we are coming together to move a motion that makes great sense for New Brunswickers, and in the long term will allow New Brunswickers and our society to increase public awareness of the problems of bullying. You know, Mr. Speaker, one of the very sad commentaries of bullying is it's estimated that 1 in 4 children are bullied. And there's in fact statistics that would show that over 85% of children have witnessed other children being bullied. And I think that certainly is a message of how prevalent it is within our society. This truly is a societal issue. This is not just a child issue or children's issue. At one time, we used to laugh about people who picked on other people in playgrounds. And what's very sad, and I want to commend Rob Fournette and the work that he has done on this issue. Right now, Rob is standing up to a television show that is in fact bullying bullies.